green flag flies, and here we go. It's Blacklaw into turn one first. Tatnall on the inside, swipes it. Sid Moore as he goes flying up to the high side of the track. Young Johnny.
When Sid Hopping had visions of creating the track that now is Parramatta City Raceway, he had one thing in mind, and that was to create a purpose-built venue for the awesome category that we all know and love, sprint car racing. And as you can see on screen in this footage, even in the early days of the Raceway, the car counts were very, very solid.
And that's the way it's going to fly tonight here at Parramatta City Raceway. They get set for the action. On behalf of the co-promoters, Sid Hopping and Bert Wilder, welcome along to the Parramatta City Raceway. Have a great night. My name's Alan Edworthy.
And my name's Dennis Newland.
This is Lance Wilson here, and over there is the PCR action track.
Okay, we're not sure of car number 18. Oh, is he? Yes! Will car number 18 go through the rigours of the jump jet? Whoa! What a river!
Bob Blacklaw, current club champion for the Sprint Car Association, brings the field around. Sid Moore on the outside, the green flag flies, and here we go. It's Blacklaw into turn one first. Tatnall on the inside, swipes it. Sid Moore as he goes flying up to the high side of the track. Young Johnny Walsh, car number 92, wing number 85 comes through the pack, but it's Sid Moore who goes to the race lead. Tatnall in a world of hurt with the handle as he comes out of turn four. Walsh on the inside, pushes Sid Moore high onto the racetrack and goes underneath Bob Blacklaw. Blacklaw, the race leader, down the back straight. Second time down. High off turn four, Walsh looking for the way through on the inside. Sid Moore settles in the second, and here comes Terry Becker in car number 55. Okay, young Walsh has thrown the challenge away at this stage, and Bob Blacklaw comes away to take heat number one for the Barr Repairs Sprint Car State Championship. Blacklaw in car 78, wire to wire. Ahead of young John Walsh in the 92 car, and Terry Becker comes home for third in car number 55.
Jim Powick in car number 59. Okay, Bob Hill takes the Goodyear car back to the pits and will be a non-starter in the opening heat. Out comes the green flag, racing in the opening 10-lap journey. John Walsh kicks away from the front row in the 75 car and leads the field out of turn two on the first occasion. Murray Lewis quickly into stride, puts the double one car in second running. Gary Rush is third as they race off turn four onto the main straightaway. This is PCR. This is the action track where the racing is for real. Rush in second now, taking over from Barry Lewis. Lewis tucking right in behind and throwing out the challenge again to Rush. Further back in the pack, Lee Lewis out of Victoria takes over fourth running. But meanwhile, it's all the John Walsh up front in the 75 car. Backs the car up through turns one and two. Rush in hot pursuit in second running. Oh, and around goes Barry Lewis in the double one car, causes a lot of havoc further back. Lewis manages to straighten up, but the amber caution lights are out. It was Brian Britton in the number 6 car. Okay, green flag fires. Walsh kicks away again. Now Rush has the opportunity to move in and challenge as they race out of two down the back section. It's Steve Brazier. Steve Brazier in the 58 car. Lewis up to his tricks again with a donut that races on virtually last of all as they come onto the main straightaway, however. John Walsh still calling the shots in advance of Rush. And Slim and Steve Brazier in third in car number 58. Back to the flying Victoria Lewis, who can't get up there and match the horsepower of the long gone John Walsh. Walsh, race leader, no change further back to Gary Rush and Steve Brazier. Listen to the horsepower going to ground at PCR. This is the action track. Onto the main straightaway now runs John Walsh. As the laps swindle away and Walsh throws the car through turn one. Victoria in position 4. Back then to Bob Blacklaw. And Sydney side of Barry Lewis. Last but one as the white flag now comes out for John Walsh. 1 lap away from victory. 1 lap away from being the winner of the opening sprint car heat at PCR. Looking sharp for tonight's Valvoline. Gary Patterson Racers Cup moves up onto a bunch of tail enders, and it's John Walsh. Walsh first with a lightning drive in the 75 car. Gary Rush second across the wire. Out comes the black and white to Steve Brazier in car set to face the starter, 20 laps the journey, round 4 for the Winfield point score, racing on the line straight away, they take the lead. Wilson takes the board up through turns 1 and 2, all through clear down the back section for the first occasion. Ivan Wilson, the race leader, Peter Attard in second running. As Peter Attard guns the 53 car through into second, Kev Worthington jumps out from the middle mark to grab third, Dennis Barr the next one through, back then to Bob Hill, Reese Robinson, John Minnie, Walsh on the outside and Blacklaw. Peter Attard with a hard lose surrenders his second place running now as Dennis Barr moves around the outside of Kev Worthington. Worthington grabs third, but Dennis Barr takes over second running. Ivan Wilson, still the race leader. Middle markers fighting their way through, further back in the pack. Peter Attard, best of the rest from Bob Hill. John Maneve still in there. Blacklaw goes up on the high line. The new Todd Nolly pulls beautifully down track. The Todd Nolly certainly pointing well. Meanwhile, back with the race leader, Ivan Wilson is under siege from Dennis Barr, the rookie. And Dennis Barr through on the inside. The 3 car of J.A. Bradshaw. Dennis Barr's Gambler takes over the lead. Ivan Wilson relegated back to position 2. Kev Worthington still in third running. And Peter Attard, Worthington kicks the tail end of the second car. 15 laps remaining. Green flag flies at PCR, continuing the Winfield sprint car showdown. Up through turns 1 and 2. Hacking his way down the back section is Dennis Barr. Further back in the pack, Bob Blacklaw has the new top nutty up into fourth running. Onto the main straightaway. Ivan Wilson still in second running, and Peter Attard showing everything. Out in the 53 car, holding down third and reeling in Ivan Wilson down on turn 3. Blacklaw kicks up the 78 car onto the high line and powers up into third running. Back then to John Walsh is bound to go on the high line in advance of John Maneve and Trevor Searle further back in the pack. Mission 5. Attard and Wilson touch wheels as they swept out of turn 4 on that occasion. Wilson still in second running. Peter Attard under siege from Walsh. Blacklaw still in there. The 3/4 mark is underway now with 15 completed. 5 remaining. John Walsh is there in third, but that looks to be the way the game of things. It'll be close for second, but Dennis Barr will win. Dennis Barr wins. Peter Attard second. John Walsh home for third. Back then to a great drive from Ivan Wilson. Trevor Shields coming up to feature in a blanket finish with Bob Blacklaw in the 78 car. Further back in the pack was Reese Robinson, Bruce White in the 96 car. Tailenders moving in now, including Paul Knott and Bob Hill. But what a drive from Dennis Barr in car number 3, coming from deep in the pack to put the 3 car across the wire, and under diabolical conditions with the front wing up in the air. Will you put your hands together for Dennis Barr? What a drive.
Yeah, certainly driving blind, you could say, Al, driving blind. Dennis Barr pulls up and the bonnet comes back to its irregular position. A great drive by Dennis Barr, who, as we saw there, had to really back off on those last 2.5 laps.
All eyes are on Brooke and George Tatnall. George Tatnall taking the race right up to his young son, Brooke Tatnall. It looks like it'll be a 1-2, but what will be the order? This time, onto the main straightaway, the white flag is out. Brooke Tatnall is still the leader. George Tatnall closes up in the number 1 car. Brooke scarpers away, but George races up to tuck in behind his son, Brooke. Oh, he's halfway round, but it's Brooke Tatnall. Brooke Tatnall will take the win over George Tatnall. And third will be Dennis